A J-Mix exclusive.
Hey, this is D Hart, Makaveli man, kicking it with J Mix.
What it do, world? This is the legendary Cocaine, and I'm kicking it with J Mix.
What's good? It's your man Money B. Sending a super shout out to the homie J Mix and everybody at 2pac's.net.
Man, this is Robert J kicking it with J Mix. And you know, I'm from the stove. Kill more. We make 100 more. J Mix. Oh boy.
This is Phil Brewster kicking it with J Mix on 2pac News.
This is Mike Mosley kicking it with J Mix.
Hello all, it's J-Mix here, and I'd like to welcome all my YouTube subs and viewers to the latest installment of my exclusive interview with Darryl Harper. Darryl Harper was a producer at Death Row Records, most notably known for his work on Makaveli. And without any further ado, here's the next part with Darryl Harper. Darryl, when did you hear about 2pac's idea for the Makaveli album?
Well, when we first started on Makaveli, we didn't know we were making Makaveli, to be honest. We didn't know we was making Makaveli. We were just making tracks. Only Pac knew that he had envisioned he was going a different direction and about to change his name to Makaveli. We didn't know that. Pac was just like I said, he never hated me and Tyrone. Or Kurt, although sometimes he came in the room where we were, Kurt wasn't really part of the whack room, not like me and Tyrone. Me and Tyrone used to do 12-hour shifts. He'd come in, and I'd leave just like that. We'd do 12-hour shifts. And sometimes he'd stay a little longer, or I'd stay a little longer to work on each other's stuff. You know, like I help him with some keys, he helped me with some drums, stuff like that. But Kurt was more of a guy who did a lot of his beats at home. He was real dope, but he did his stuff in his hotel room. He would come and some nights we'd all be in there or whatever like that. He wasn't on like us. We were in the room, and that was our only place we worked. You know, I didn't have equipment at home. Kurt, I believe, had a piano that did everything. It was like a workstation, and he worked. We'd always try to get him to come up and hang out with us and stuff like that. But Kurt was pretty much, to that degree, he was kind of like a loner. You know, he worked from his room. You know, we'd go up in his room sometime and see him doing his thing, but none of us knew we was doing Makaveli. Pac would just start coming in picking up beats. So what happened was Pac just started coming in at one point, everything that me and Tyrone did, he wanted. And that caused a lot of confusion there. It caused a lot of, at one point we couldn't get nobody to take our tracks. When he started coming in, taking almost every track, then it became that we were playing favorites, and we would go to a Death Row meeting. They say, Darryl and Tyrone playing favorites. They giving all the tracks to Pac. We thought we was a family. So, well, we've been trying to get you to take tracks. So, and Pac would come in there and stay all night. I mean, the whole night. That was one of the times I really treasured. We have stayed the whole night to the next day with Pac in the room. Food, he'd order our food, and we'd be in there just making beats, and he'd be watching Pac freestyle with Noble. And I mean, I've been in some moments like that where it was like bittersweet. It was like the times when Pac would call me in the morning and ask me, did I work on anything the night before? And I'd be like, yeah. He said, you got 2 beats? Yeah. Then he would hang up and call back and say, well, have 3 in case I don't like the first 2, you goat mouth mother, you know, that was his line, you goat mouth mother, you know.
Can you tell us the concept behind the song, The Good Die Young?
Pac had been looking for a track at that year, if you check history, there was a lot of plane crashes. Like it was always in the news. Another plane fell from the sky, another plane and Pac wanted to talk to that situation, how all of the things he saw in the world. And I believe this is that track where Edie went to him and thought that White Man's World was a good track for that. And Pac didn't see it that way. He said that song, when he heard White Man's World, when he heard Good Die Young, and he said that's the one that'll fit the song he wanted. But initially, Edie heard White Man's World, and Edie went to Pac and said, you got to hear the one that Darryl got. I think this will fit the one with the planes and stuff. And he said, no, this ain't the one. Like, he knew what feeling he was looking for.
So what about White Man's World?
With White Man's World, none of us knew what direction he was going to take when he heard the tracks, you know. And it's just like magic. It's like he went in and just always knocked them out. It was like he knew what he felt when he heard a track. He knew, oh, this is probably something he had already been working on in his mind, you know, and because it just come off like butter. Like, wow, okay, I guess you're right. I guess this is the track for that, you know. So that's how White Man's World came along. He actually wrote the hook to White Man's World and then hummed it to me, and then I sung it. But Pop wrote the hook.
Darryl, do you think Makaveli was a social political album?
I can't speak to him. I don't know. Like, nobody knew what he was thinking. I don't even believe the Outlaws knew. He had something in his heart and in his mind he wanted to do, and that's what he was doing. We were just along for the ride, you know. And so I don't know why it was so political and why it was so different than any other album he ever did. You know, because it's certainly that. It's definitely different. It's more different than any album he ever did. You know, not just the production, but the mood and everything. His feeling, the rawness of it. It was different from anything that he had ever did.
It's been said that Makaveli was intended for a mixtape or a swap meet type of release. Is that true?
I don't believe that. No, because I know for a fact he wasn't making it in mind for a swap meet release. I know for a fact that because I've heard his ideas about the project and how he thought he was going in this new direction. So many times I heard his conversation with that about how he was going in this new direction, and I even heard him say, because we did the album actually in 3 days. It was mastered and everything in 7. It was mastered and everything. Everything that was done to it was done in the 7-day period. It was done. Everything was done. He picked the tracks within the 3 days. We worked on them within the 3 days. It was finished in the 3 days. And then it was out of our hands. Like I told you, I wanted to grab other tracks back and work on them again. I said, hey, man, my vocals right here. He's like, oh, that's what I want. Exactly what's right there. So, and I heard him more than once telling the Outlaws, man, I should at least get a meal out of this. You know, this should sell at least a meal. I watched him say that like several times, telling the Outlaws. And he didn't even actually know that it was going to do way better than that. So it was a project he did real quick, and he was just, I don't know. I heard him several times say that we should at least get $1 million out of this. Why was he wrong? Well, he's right, and how depending on how way you're looking at it.
Once again, this is J-Mix here. Thank you to everybody watching and all the people on the forums. I'll see everybody on the next upload. One love, everybody.
Hey, this is Money B from Digital Underground, and I'm interrupting this J-Mix interview to ask all my friends to check out the Going Way Back Show live stream every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on TRadiov.com. And be sure to subscribe to the Going Way Back Show YouTube channel. See you then. Peace.
J-Mix exclusive.
What up, shut up?